Hey, what's up? It's JJ. Watch.
Now, according to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka's economic growth rate stood at 8.3% in 2011. Now, has your tax money been properly utilized or has it disappeared into thin air? Primetime News has a comprehensive report. I'll join you in the studios.
Good evening, and on that magical note, we start off your primetime news bulletin here on MTV Sports with me, Krishna Panditharatna.
And I'm Ramesh Rugal Bandara. We'll take a look at your headlines first. The Central Committee of the Frontline Socialist Party named missing Prem Kumar Gunaratnam at the forefront. Gunaratnam's wife seeks the help of the Australian government to locate him. 2011 sees the highest economic growth rate in Sri Lanka since independence. And the Indian government calls for urgent investigations into the vandalism of a statue of Mahatma Gandhi in Batticaloa.
18 members were named to the Central Committee of the Frontline Socialist Party at its inaugural convention today. Prem Kumar Gunaratnam, whose whereabouts are unknown, is at the forefront of the list of names. Dimuthu Ategala, who is also missing, has been named to the Central Committee of the Frontline Socialist Party.
The first convention of the Frontline Socialist Party, which was formerly known as the Movement for People's Struggle, was held at the Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium this morning. The party's work plan and policy statement were unveiled to the public at the convention. The proposal to strengthen the movement against disappearances and abductions that was forwarded by S.K. Subasinghe on behalf of the board secretaries of the party was accepted at the convention. More than 59 disappearances have been reported during the past 6 months. Around 29 have disappeared within the last month or two. This includes 4 members of our party. We are faced with a political culture where abductions take place irrespective of whether they are Tamil, Muslim, Sinhala, or if they are political party leaders or activists. They know that a political movement is forming that could stand up against liberal capitalism and that is capable of commencing a new chapter. That is why politically we have been targeted.
මේ දේශපාලන වශයෙන් මෙතරම් හඹායාමක් මෙතරම් මර්ධනයක් අපි කරා එළවෙලා තියෙනවා.
අද මාධ්‍ය වලින් ආණ්ඩුවේ ප්‍රධානීන් කියන්න පටන් ගන්නවා.
Now leading members of the government are saying that Comrade Kumara was not in the country. The thousands of people who have gathered here met him during the past 5 or 6 months. We held discussions together. Comrades Kumara and Dimuthu did not teach us to surrender.
කුමාර සහෝදරයලා ප්‍රතිගන්නුවේ
Representatives of other political parties also expressed their views at the convention. This regime is now using suppression to stem the growing anger in society against their agenda carried out on the pretext of standing up to imperialist forces. They are misleading the majority Sinhalese by inciting racism using the Tamil opposition as its weapon. If the left unites, we will be able to present a clear path as part of the common struggle that is building up. We are pleased about your policies with the expectation of unity. This capitalist government should be toppled and a socialist non-capitalist government should be established. There is no other way for the public to experience independence and democracy. The party pledge and the official website were also announced. The 18-member Central Committee was named at the end of the convention. Premakumar Gunaratnam, Senadira Gunatilaka, Dimuthu Atigala, G. Kularatna and Champika Subasinghe are frontline members of the Central Committee. Chamira Koswata, Duminda Nagamo and Sujit Kuruwita, who were university student activists, are also included in the Central Committee.
The Frontline Socialist Party held its maiden convention today in a backdrop where two of its main activists, Prem Kumar Gunratnam and Dimuthi Artikala, have been reported missing. There has been no information on the two activists since the 6th of this month. 5 police teams are currently conducting investigations into the disappearance. The Frontline Socialist Party announced at a media briefing on Saturday that Prem Kumar Gunratnam had been abducted on the 6th when he was at a house located in Kiribathgoda. Meanwhile, the wife of Frontline Socialist Party member Kumar Gunratnam has appealed to the Australian government to help find him. According to a statement issued by a spokesperson from the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade in Australia, the Australian government has received reports about a 42-year-old New South Wales resident being reported missing. The statement adds that the Australian government is seeking an urgent clarification on the situation from the Sri Lankan authorities. The statement also notes that the Australian High Commissioner in Colombo has spoken to senior Sri Lankan government officials and have requested their assistance to locate him. When we inquired about the matter from the Ministry of External Affairs, its Secretary Karunathilaka Amunagama noted that the Australian High Commission had extended a request to assist the search for Kumar Gunratnam. The Ministry of External Affairs in turn has requested the Australian High Commission to provide details on Prem Kumar Gunratnam, such as his Australian address, when he arrived in Sri Lanka and whether he is an Australian citizen. According to the BBC's Sandesha, Kumar Gunratnam's wife, Champa Somratna, had also appealed to the United Nations to help find her husband. In an appeal to the United Nations Human Rights Commission, she has expressed concern over her husband's safety, adding that she felt his life was in grave danger.
An armed group had abducted him. Please intervene to save his life. That is my request.
The police says that he has not been apprehended.
What has the government done and said when others were abducted? How has the government intervened? The government wanted to know where he was and what he was doing. They even questioned me. His mother and sister had been threatened. Only the government wanted him.
You are directly accusing the government for this abduction or disappearance. From what we have gathered, your husband was in Sri Lanka since September. Why wait until now?
When I came to Sri Lanka in December, a group of around 25 people followed me everywhere. When I was detained at the airport on the 2nd of January, they interrogated me for 18 hours and asked me where he was and whether I was in contact with him. They had the need to arrest him. That is what they told me.
Now, relatives of Pathurage Nishanka Pereira, who was abducted from the Wattala area yesterday, state that there has been no word on his whereabouts.
Pathurage Nishanka Pereira, who was a vehicle dealer, was abducted while at his residence down Anandamauta in Hunupitiya, Wattala. According to relatives, Pereira had been abducted while he was entertaining two of his business friends at his house. The relatives charged that the 52-year-old father of 3 is suffering from an illness. We have done everything that we can do. We went to the police, the CID and every other place that we could go to. But no information has yet been received about the whereabouts of our father. Our father is a patient. If the government or some other group abducted our father, please release him.
Please bring back my father. He can't even walk 10 meters. We request the President, please save my father. If he has committed any wrong, please inform us and take action against him. He doesn't have any enemies. He was to undergo a bypass surgery next month. He can't survive without medicine.
If someone has committed any wrongdoing, legal action can be taken. There is a law in the country. There is no hindrance to implement the law, even the death sentence. At least then we would know that a punishment has been given legally. No one knows. They come with weapons, they come in vans. Anyone with a personal problem can come in a white van, abduct a person and even kill a person. Is this the law?
Meanwhile, former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca has said that it is the responsibility of the government to provide security to the public. He made this statement when he was brought to a private hospital in Colombo today.
Former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca was brought to a private hospital in Colombo to analyse the results of a blood test conducted on the 5th of this month. The abduction of Kumara Gunaratnam and Dimuthu Attigala is disgraceful. The government cannot escape from this, saying they are not connected to it. It is the responsibility of the government to provide security to the public. Someday in the future we will punish those responsible for these crimes. We are committed to protect the public.
United National Party parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya says that when taking into consideration the manner in which Prem Kumar Gunaratnam and Dimuthu Attigala were abducted, it is not practical to believe that they would be released without intervention from the top. Issuing a release, Karu Jayasuriya states that the government must show genuine interest in investigating their disappearance and act to secure their release.
In his release, Karu Jayasuriya notes that though there are drastic differences between his politics and the politics of Prem Kumar Gunaratnam, he respects Prem Kumar Gunaratnam's right to engage in politics as a citizen. The release further notes the statements made by government spokespersons with regard to this disappearance further complicates the situation. Karu Jayasuriya reminds that it is not wise to throw stones while in glass houses and states that the Sri Lankan government is moving towards a diplomatic confrontation by questioning the Australian citizenship of Prem Kumar Gunaratnam. In his release, Karu Jayasuriya notes that in the last 60 days, an individual had disappeared every other day. Karu Jayasuriya adds that when taking this trend into consideration, it is evident that a wave of disappearances is sweeping the country. In conclusion, Karu Jayasuriya requests all Sri Lankans to stand up against these disappearances, irrespective of party, colour, religious or ethnicity differences.